Hi, and welcome to another EvalThursday. Today, on a Tuesday, we have a special request to show you what is the first thing to do as soon as you connect to your platform on your Zelexio account. So let's do this. As you can see, I'm already connected to my account, and the first thing that you'll see, you'll be redirected to the dashboard. So before even adding any groups, before even modifying, adding any rubrics, before even sending an evaluation, a self-assessment, a peer evaluation, or even evaluation for competency, first thing you need to do, so step number one, is add a course. So this you will find in the dashboard. So you do have the button add a course. I have already added 2 courses. So whichever classes you're teaching, whether it's levels of English, level 1, 2, core, and rich, you do need to add them because each subject and each course will have their own individual evaluation rubrics. So you do need to associate them through the platform. So as you can see, I've already enrolled 2 classes that I'm teaching, so I will also explain how to add the competencies. So for the purpose of this video, let's put this back and let's click on add a course. So the first box, you get to choose whether you're teaching elementary, high school, college, or university. So let's choose high school, and then you are going to add your subject that you're teaching. So whether it's math, whether it's science, whether it's chemistry, whether it's something specific at university, you are going to give the name of the course that you are planning for, therefore that you will be evaluating in. After you have described the course that you are teaching, you are going to add the specific competencies. Of course, the first line is to describe it. And then the second box is to give the value to that competency. Of course, you see that our system will always divide them accordingly, but you get to modify them as well to your specific needs, depending on how the competencies are divided in your region. So once the competencies have been added, so let's say for math, reading, which is not necessarily the correct competency, but just for the purpose of this video, we are testing. And you will see the button will appear blue. That means it's ready to be added. So once the class has been added, you are ready to go. From this point on, step number 2 would be adding your classes. But before we get to that video, which will be presented in another EvalThursday, let's go look at the dashboard quickly. So of course you can, again, just go back to the classes, you can modify them. And let's go back to the bubble here. So once you hover over it, you will have a section of different things that you can do. So you can manage your prescription, go from innovator to expert, and expert to visionary. You can definitely just click on it. Of course, you have your profile preference where you can change the name, the user, the name of the user. Of course, you get to have the same user. You can change the language. So here again, once you go from French to English or English to French, our database will adjust accordingly to the language. So all the comments that you have access to will be translated, and the observable indicators that our artificial intelligence uses to support you while you're evaluating. You can, of course, change the profile picture, you can change your password, and you can always log out. Here you can see a calendar. So the calendar is for your own personal use, but you do have the option of sharing an assessment date or a specific event with the groups that you have created. So they will have a specific countdown on their Zelexio account. Of course, this is for expert packages because the students do have a Zelexio account and they can do the peer evaluation and self-assessment. So you are going to click this, you are going to describe the event. So for example, you have to do the peer assessment by that date, or you have to do the self-assessment by due date or hand in homework, or whichever. The countdown will begin as soon as you give for which group it applies to and for which date it's due. So once that's it, but all the personalized events, if you do not click, of course, this is an assessment, it will not be shared with your students. Here you have the most current comments. So this is kind of like a pop-up and a wink towards all the teachers to make sure that we are being pedagogical in the approaches that we use with different comments that we use. Therefore, all the comments that you use throughout all of your evaluations, throughout all of your groups, will be compiled in this section. So you will see the ones that you tend to use the most. So it's kind of just to have a pop-up of, am I constantly using the same comments? You will have displayed between 4 to 6 comments here. And of course, they will be color-coded, whether they're constructive or they're positive. So if we go lower on this box here, which is my favorite section, so this is where you get to personalize the comments that you get to use during your assessment. So they will appear in the drop-down section by criterion that you will be evaluating, and you get to identify them ahead of time whether they're positive or constructive. As you can see, I have already given 3 examples of personalized comment that I can modify at all times. And if you see the yellow, it's because I have selected constructive. And if you see the blue, it's because I have selected the blue one. So this will also appear in your student assessment. So it's great. They're able to identify on things that they need to improve on and things things that are already doing great. So it's really a great way to save your time because, again, it will only appear in the drop down. So you only have to click, which we will explain in another EvalThursday video. But it's quite simply, don't panic. You will still be able to add your own personalized comments of spur of the moment type of thing during evaluation. But if you do write them ahead of time in your own personalized database, you will have access to them at all times, whether you're evaluating on spot in the classroom directly or whether you're doing it at home. So that pretty much goes around the dashboard. You do have two more extra sections. This is simply how many times Zelexio has worked for you, how many follow-ups he has sent to the students. And of course, here it's a Zelexio Pro profile, so it's available with the visionary package. If you're interested, definitely make sure you contact us through the website. If not, I will see you on the next EvalThursday, which will be happening this Thursday in 2 days, where we will be explaining on how to start an evaluation, which is the most exciting part of our platform. So thank you for watching.